I was very against this Green Deal. Let me tell you something about my background. I'm an electrical engineer by education, and I was in energy for 32 years. I had my own engineering company. I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. I was in the energy business, and I had my own engineering company. So let me be clear. I really know a lot about energy. And then Frans Timmermans came up with his Green Deal. And I said, sorry, guys, this is not possible. And this is not that I want to phase out fossil fuel, but it's a matter of physics. We cannot switch to solar and wind power because we need much, much, much more energy. And if you want to reduce fossil fuel, we need much more nuclear energy. And what did Germany do? They shut down 17 perfect working nuclear reactors. So they did the opposite. Here in my country, the Netherlands, we have the biggest amount of natural gas in our soil of the EU. They closed the pit. So we are not producing gas anymore. So they created this energy crisis. Did they do that on purpose, or did they do that because of the ideology of going to the green transition, which is, by the way, absolutely not green? We are destroying nature and we are destroying environment. Climate is really something different than environment and nature. But they created this energy crisis themselves. Then Putin invaded Ukraine. That made it worse. But then they blame Putin. Putin is the reason of the energy crisis. That is absolutely not the case. The European Union, they phased out much too fast all the reliable and affordable resources that we had. The European Commission and the European Union created our energy crisis. That is the fact. And so now we don't have only problems with our car industry, but also in our chemical industry, which is the basis of everything. I'm living in the Netherlands, close to the port of Rotterdam, and one company after the other is shutting down. And can you imagine? Because there are hundreds of companies over here, but it's an ecosystem. And what one company produces, the end product of one company is the start component of the other companies. So it's an ecosystem, and they are pieces falling out now. So this whole system falls apart. And if we don't have a chemical industry anymore, because the chemical industry is the basis of all the other industries, if we don't have that anymore, we are doomed, really doomed. And this is all because our energy prices are 4 times higher than the United States, and it's maybe 10 times higher than China. We cannot compete with the rest of the world anymore. So they come up with another solution, the Draghi report. We need an 800 billion euros per year extra to solve that problem, which is crazy. We have politicians, they create problems and then they start solving that problem. So they are busy all day with solving their own troubles. And the Green Deal, it's just a matter of physics. It's not possible. We cannot do it. And if we want to phase out fossil fuel, we need much, 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 much more nuclear energy. And well, this is what I was advocating for many years, but it was sabotaged by the European Commission, by Frans Timmermans, by Diederik Samsom, his right hand. And so it looks like they really want to have degrowth, you know? And if you have degrowth, then everyone will become poor and everyone will become depend on the state. And that is for me, that's the socialist agenda behind it. And then we have all the control, but maybe we're going to talk about that. But the Green Deal is really insane. It's not going to work. It's impossible. For example, I'll give you an example. If I did a study when I was in the European Parliament, I initiated a study that if we in the Netherlands want to have our energy production replaced by solar and wind, our country needs to be 2 times the size that it's now. And then there is no nature anymore. Every single part of our country is filled up with wind turbines and solar. But the country is too small. So and besides of that, it's really expensive because we need to replace the grid. The turbines are there only for 15 years, and we have to replace them. Solar panels, after 20 years, we have to replace them. There will be a huge amount of waste, toxic waste. It's not clean at all, and it's just a crazy problem. And then they point out to China and say, but China is also investing in renewables. Yeah, they do. But China is also investing in coal-powered energy plants, and also in many nuclear power plants. So they have a very robust energy system, a mix of fossil, nuclear, and renewables. And this is not what we are doing. We have only renewables, and we depend on weather conditions. It's insane. I don't have another word for that.
And of course, there is an additional thing now. Development going in a way of artificial intelligence, and this demand more energy. And I don't know how they are planning to solve this problem, because I heard that European Union will invest 2 billion, I think, for artificial intelligence. But if we don't have enough energy for this present production, how we can get for the new one?